My friends, today I want you to say something with me, not just with your lips, but with your heart. I'm going to win. Say it softly once. Feel it now, say it with full conviction. I'm going to win. Because winning is not about defeating others, it is about defeating your doubts, your fears, your excuses, and connecting yourself with the strength God has already placed inside you. Life may throw storms at you, people may doubt you, circumstances may test you, but when you walk with God's guidance, no force in this world can stop you. Today, I will share with you how to walk on the path of winners. Those who trust God, believe in themselves, and never give up. My friends, let me remind you of something very important today. You already carry inside you the strength to win. Yes, you heard it right. You don't need to borrow courage. You don't need to beg for confidence. And you don't need to wait for somebody else to hand you success. The Creator has already placed within you everything you need to rise, to shine, and to overcome. But the question is, do you trust that power? Most people underestimate themselves. They look at their weaknesses, their failures, or their past mistakes, and they convince themselves, maybe I am not good enough, maybe victory is for others, not for me. But think about it. Would God create you, bring you into this world, fill your heart with dreams, if He didn't also give you the strength to fulfill them? The very fact that you are alive, the very fact that you can dream, is proof that you already have the power to make it real. But here is the catch: that power does not always scream loudly. It does not announce itself with fireworks. It often sits quietly within you, waiting for you to believe in it, to awaken it. Imagine electricity in your home. The wires are there, the connection is there, but unless you press the switch, the light will never shine. In the same way, unless you press the switch of faith in yourself, your inner power will remain unused. I'll give you a simple example. Think about a seed. When you look at a seed, it looks small, ordinary, almost powerless. But within that seed is the potential of a mighty tree. Branches stretching out, fruits feeding hundreds, shade giving comfort to countless lives. The tree is already inside the seed. It just needs soil, water, sunlight, and time. In the same way, you may feel small today, you may look ordinary in the mirror, but inside you lies greatness. Inside you lies the power to inspire, to lead, to create, to win. And God has already planted that seed of power in your heart. But the sad truth is, many people bury their seed in doubt. They never water it with faith. They never give it sunlight with effort. They never trust it enough to let it grow. And then they say, maybe I was not meant for victory. No, my friends, it is not that you weren't meant to win. It is only that you never trusted the power within you. Let me take you into real life. How many of you have faced a situation where you thought, I cannot do this, but when the moment came, somehow you found the courage, somehow you found the strength, and you did it. Maybe it was standing up for yourself, maybe it was completing a project, maybe it was facing a loss. You didn't think you could handle it, but you did. That is proof, living proof, that you are stronger than you believe. The power is already there, hidden until the challenge brings it out. And let me tell you this, when you walk with God, that inner power multiplies. Because trusting yourself does not mean arrogance. It does not mean ignoring God. It means recognizing that what God has put inside you is sacred. To doubt yourself is actually to doubt God's wisdom. To look down on yourself is to look down on His creation. And my friends, you are not here by accident. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are a masterpiece created with care. You have been designed with precision. And the one who created you never makes mistakes. So the next time you face a challenge, instead of saying, I can't do this, whisper to yourself, God has already given me what I need. The strength is inside me. Walk into that exam hall, that interview room, that difficult conversation, that hard season of life, with the certainty that you are not empty. You are already filled with the energy, wisdom, and resilience you need. But here's the key. You have to activate it. How? Through belief and action. Belief without action is like a car without fuel. It will not take you anywhere. Action without belief is like running without direction. You'll only get tired. But when you combine belief in your inner power with consistent action, nothing can stop you. Remember, even the strongest lion has to roar to claim its territory. Even the brightest star has to shine in the darkness. You cannot sit quietly and expect your power to speak for you. Trust it, use it, live it. And when you do, something magical happens. You start to see victories, not just outside, but inside. You begin to defeat your fears. You begin to silence your doubts. You begin to rise above your excuses. That, my friends, is the true meaning of winning. Winning is not about gold medals, trophies, or applause. Winning is about discovering the divine strength God placed inside you and living it every single day. So today, I ask you, don't bury your seed. Don't silence your voice. Don't hide your strength. Trust it, nurture it, let it grow. And whenever you feel like giving up, remind yourself, I am not weak, I am not ordinary. God created me with purpose, and with His strength inside me, I'm going to win. My friends, so often when life places a challenge before us, our first reaction is to ask, why me? We look at the difficulty, the pain, the struggle, and we think that maybe God is punishing us. We begin to feel like victims of fate. But the truth is far from that. Challenges are not punishments. They are tests. They are not meant to break you. They are meant to make you stronger. They are not there to push you down, but to lift you higher. Think about it. Every single exam we have faced in school was not there to hurt us. It was there to reveal how much we had learned. The exam was a chance to show our growth, to prove to ourselves and to others that we were ready for the next level. In the same way, life's challenges are God's way of testing whether we are ready to move to the next level of strength, wisdom, and maturity. When a blacksmith wants to make iron stronger, he puts it into the fire. The iron doesn't enjoy the fire. It feels the heat, the burning, the pressure. But only through that fire does the iron become unbreakable. Similarly, when God allows us to go through difficulties, He is refining us, shaping us, preparing us for something greater. What feels like pain today is often the process of transformation. Let me share a simple example from daily life. Imagine a young bird learning to fly. The nest is comfortable, the mother feeds it, and life feels safe. But one day, the mother pushes the chick out of the nest. From the bird perspective, it feels like the worst punishment. The ground looks terrifying, the wings feel weak, and the fall feels certain. But that push is not punishment. It is the beginning of freedom. That push forces the bird to discover the power of its wings. Without the push, the bird would never fly. In the same way, the challenges you face are the pushes of life. They are uncomfortable. Yes, they may even scare you. But they are preparing you to fly, to rise, to discover the strength you never knew you had. Think back in your own life. The most powerful lessons, the deepest growth, the strongest courage you have gained did not come from easy days. They came from nights you thought you couldn't endure, but somehow did. They came from failures that forced you to try harder. They came from heartbreaks that taught you compassion. Challenges are teachers dressed as difficulties. And if you have the eyes to see them, You will realize they are blessings in disguise. Now, I know some of you may be going through storms right now. Perhaps you've lost something important, or someone you love has hurt you, or the path ahead feels uncertain. In those moments, it is natural to feel like life is unfair. But let me tell you, a diamond is only formed under extreme pressure. Without pressure, it would remain a simple piece of carbon. Likewise, the pressure you are under is turning you into something precious, something valuable, something unbreakable. What separates winners from quitters is perspective. A quitter sees a challenge as a wall and says, I cannot go further. A winner sees the same wall and thinks, this is a test. This is my training ground. And with patience, effort, and faith in God, that wall becomes a stepping stone to a higher level. Remember, my friends, God does not send challenges to destroy you. He sends them to build you. Just like a teacher never gives a student an exam they have not prepared them for, God never places you in a situation without also giving you the strength to handle it. If you are facing a big challenge right now, it is because you already have the potential to overcome it. So the next time life throws difficulties at you, instead of asking, why me? Ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? How is this preparing me for growth? That shift in mindset changes everything. Suddenly, the challenge becomes less of a burden and more of a stepping stone. Let me give you another daily life example. Think about going to the gym. When you lift weights, your muscles ache, you feel tired, and the process is not comfortable at all. But that very discomfort is what builds strength. If you only lifted feathers, you would never grow stronger. It is the heavy weights, the resistance, that develops your power. Life's challenges are the weights of the soul. They may feel heavy, but every time you lift them, you grow stronger, wiser, and closer to victory. So don't fear challenges. Welcome them as part of your growth. Know that they are temporary teachers, guiding you toward permanent strength. And most importantly, never forget that in every test, God is with you. He watches, He guides, and He gives you exactly the wisdom and courage you need in that moment. You are never left alone in the exam hall of life. So my friends, when life pushes you down, don't take it as punishment. Take it as preparation. When the storm hits, don't curse the rain, learn to dance in it. When the mountain looks too high, don't run away. Take the first step and trust that you are being trained for greatness. Because challenges are not the end of the road. They are simply checkpoints that prove to you and the world that you are ready for the next victory. And when you face them with courage and faith, you will discover the truth. Every challenge you conquer is proof that you were never weak. You were always stronger than you thought. My friends, let me share a truth that many people overlook. Talent can open a door, but only consistency keeps it open. Talent may shine brightly for a moment, but consistency keeps the flame burning for a lifetime. Too often, we glorify talent. We look at someone who sings beautifully, who paints wonderfully, who speaks powerfully, or who plays a sport with natural skill, and we think, wow, they were born to win. But the reality is, talent alone is not enough. Without consistency, even the most gifted person will eventually be forgotten. Think about water dripping on a stone. One drop of water is weak, almost powerless. But when that drop continues to fall, not once, not twice, but again and again for days, months, and years, it carves through the stone. That is the power of consistency. It is not about what you can do once, but what you can do every single day, even when no one is watching, even when no one is applauding. Let me give you a daily life example. Imagine a student preparing for exams. There are two students. One is naturally brilliant. He understands concepts quickly, but he studies only when he feels like it. He relies on his talent, on his sharp mind. The other student is average, not naturally gifted, but he studies a little every single day. He repeats, he practices, he stays consistent. When the exam day comes, who do you think performs better? More often than not, it is the consistent student, not the talented one. Because talent may win the first round, but consistency wins the entire game. Another example we all know, fitness. How many people join a gym in January full of enthusiasm, lifting heavy weights, running long miles, but within a month they disappear, their initial energy burns out. On the other hand, there are people who may not even train as intensely, but they show up every day, they walk a little, they run a little, they lift a little, and over the months and years, their bodies transform. It is not the person who trains the hardest for a week who changes. It is the one who trains steadily, consistently, for years. Consistency is not glamorous. It does not always get attention. It is often boring, repetitive, and unnoticed. But it is in those small, steady efforts that greatness is born. The seeds of victory are not planted in one big action. They are watered daily through small habits. And this is where God's wisdom shines. Nature itself teaches us consistency. The sun rises every morning without fail. The seasons change without delay. The heart beats every second without missing. If nature itself was inconsistent, life would collapse. In the same way, when we live with consistency, we align ourselves with God's design for success. But here's the challenge: most people quit too soon. They pray once and give up when they don't see immediate results. They work hard for a week and complain when success doesn't come. They start something with fire but lose it when the journey feels long. But remember, God never rewards momentary passion. He rewards faithful consistency. The blessings come not to the one who runs fastest for a short while, but to the one who walks steadily without stopping. Think about bamboo. When you plant bamboo, nothing happens for years. You water it daily, you nurture it, but you see no growth. Most people would quit thinking it's useless. But then, suddenly, in 1 year, it shoots up to incredible heights. Did it grow overnight? No, it was growing underground, preparing, strengthening its roots. Consistency made that miracle possible. In the same way, your consistent efforts may look invisible right now. People may mock you. You may even doubt yourself. But underground, inside you, God is strengthening your roots. And when the time is right, your growth will be explosive. Consistency is also a battle with emotions. Because there will be days you don't feel like it. Days when you are tired, discouraged, or distracted. Talent relies on feelings. I'll do it when I feel inspired. Consistency relies on discipline. I'll do it whether I feel like it or not. Winners are not those who are always motivated. Winners are those who remain consistent even when motivation disappears. Let me share a story. There was once a man who decided to write a book. He was not the most talented writer. He didn't have fancy words or perfect grammar. But he made a simple rule every day. He would write 1 page. Just one. Some days the page was good, some days it was weak. But he never missed a day. After a year, he had 365 pages. That was his book. It got published, and it inspired thousands. Not because he was the most talented, but because he was consistent. So, my friends, ask yourself, where in your life are you relying only on talent? And where do you need to bring in consistency? Maybe it is in your studies, maybe in your work, maybe in your spiritual practice, maybe in your relationships. Small daily actions, kind words, honest efforts, steady discipline. These are what build unshakable success. Talent may get you noticed once, but consistency will make sure you are never forgotten. Talent may make people clap for you one day, but consistency will make sure they respect you for a lifetime. So do not chase talent, chase consistency. And when you walk steadily, faithfully, with God as your guide, you will realize this truth. It is not brilliance that wins, it is persistence. It is not the loudest start that wins the race, but the one who keeps walking till the finish line. And that is why I say, consistency beats talent every single time. My friends, if there is one enemy that quietly robs more dreams than failure itself, it is doubt. Doubt whispers in your ear, you can't do this, you're not strong enough, you don't have what it takes. And sadly, too many people believe that whisper. They listen to the noise of doubt until it becomes their reality. But let me tell you this with conviction, doubt is nothing but noise. It has no power unless you give it power. And to truly win in life, you must learn to silence that noise. Think about it. When a seed is planted, it does not argue with itself about whether it will grow. It simply trusts the process. It does not say, what if I cannot become a tree? It just grows. But human beings blessed with intelligence often become trapped by overthinking. Before even taking the first step, we fill our minds with doubt. What if I fail? What if people laugh? What if I'm not good enough? And those what ifs stop us from even starting. But here is the truth. Doubt is not fact. Doubt is just fear dressed in words. And fear is an illusion that disappears the moment you face it. Let me give you a simple example. Have you ever walked into a dark room and felt afraid because you thought something was there? Your heart raced, your body tensed, but when you turned on the light, you realized it was just an empty room. That's how doubt works. It creates shadows in your mind. But when you shine the light of faith, courage, and action, those shadows vanish. Now, let's take a daily life situation. Imagine a young student who dreams of becoming a doctor. She studies hard, but doubt keeps whispering, what if I don't pass the exam? What if I'm not smart enough? If she listens to that noise, she will give up before she even tries. But if she silences it with faith, faith in God, faith in her effort, then she will keep going, and her persistence will lead her to success. The difference between success and failure often lies not in ability, but in whether we choose to silence doubt or surrender to it. And here's something powerful to remember. People will always doubt you. They doubted inventors, leaders, dreamers, and change makers throughout history. When someone comes with a new idea, society says, it's impossible. But once it is done, the same society says, of course it was possible. So if you are waiting for the world to stop doubting you, that day will never come. What you must do is learn to silence their doubts inside your mind, because their voices become powerless if your own faith is louder. Think about Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. Imagine if he had let doubt control him. Today, we might still be in darkness. He once said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. That is the mindset of silencing doubt, not denying failure, but refusing to let failure define you. But how do we silence doubt? We cannot always stop it from arising, but we can choose not to feed it. Doubt is like a stray dog. The more you feed it, the more it follows you. The less attention you give, the sooner it leaves. So when doubt arises, instead of feeding it with more fearful thoughts, feed your faith, feed your courage, feed your belief that God has given you the strength to handle whatever lies ahead. Another daily life example. Imagine you are learning to drive for the first time. Doubt says, what if I crash? What if I cannot control the car? But as you keep practicing day by day, the noise gets quieter. Eventually, driving becomes natural. What changed? The car didn't change. You didn't grow a new talent overnight. The only thing that changed was your confidence grew stronger than your doubt. And here lies the secret: action silences doubt faster than anything else. The more you act, the quieter the noise becomes. The longer you wait, the louder it grows. Doubt feeds on inaction. Faith grows with steps forward. So even if your steps are small, take them. Move forward. Keep going, and let us not forget, when you walk with God, doubt loses its power. Because how can you fear when you know the Creator walks beside you? How can you question your worth when you know the one who made you never makes mistakes? When you anchor yourself in divine guidance, every whisper of doubt becomes like background noise, present but powerless. So, my friends, the next time doubt whispers in your ear, I want you to smile and say, "Thank you for your opinion, but I choose faith." When doubt says, "You can't," let your heart reply, "With God I can." When doubt says, "You're too weak," remind yourself, "I am stronger than I think, because God's strength is within me." Silencing doubt doesn't mean you will never hear it again. It means you learn to control the volume. You learn to make your faith louder than your fear. And once you master that, you become unstoppable. Because in the end, it is not the noise of doubt that destroys dreams. It is our decision to believe it. But when you choose faith over fear, courage over hesitation, action over paralysis, then victory is inevitable. So remember this: the noise of doubt may knock on your door, but you don't have to invite it in. Close the door, open your heart to faith, and walk forward with confidence. And when you do, you'll realize that doubt was never real power. It was only noise. And you, my friends, were always stronger than the noise. My friends, let me share with you one of the most powerful secrets of life. Gratitude is not just about saying, "Thank you." It is about opening the doors of strength that you didn't even know existed. Gratitude is a magnet. It attracts peace, it attracts wisdom, and above all, it attracts strength. When you live with a heart of gratitude, you begin to see challenges differently. You begin to see blessings where others see problems, and you discover a reservoir of power within yourself that doubt and fear cannot shake. Most of us are taught to be grateful when something big happens. When we get a job, when we pass an exam, when we achieve something, we say, "Thank you." But true gratitude is not just for the big victories. It is for the small moments, the daily gifts we often overlook, the breath we take, the food we eat, the family we have, the opportunities that come our way. These are blessings that millions of people may not have. And when we pause to recognize them, to thank God for them, we feel a shift inside us. That shift is strength. Let me give you an example from daily life. Imagine two people facing the same difficulty. Let's say they both lose their job. One person focuses only on what he lost, drowning in frustration, anger, and hopelessness. The other person, though hurt, chooses to be grateful. He says, "Yes, I lost this job, but I still have health, I still have skills, I still have the chance to try again." Which one of them do you think will rise again? The one who is grateful. Because gratitude creates the energy to move forward, while ingratitude drains it. Gratitude is like fuel for the soul. When your heart is grateful, you carry a sense of fullness, and fullness creates courage. When you are ungrateful, no matter how much you have, you always feel empty, and emptiness creates weakness. This is why you'll notice some people who have very little still walk with joy, strength, and dignity, while others who have everything live in misery. The difference is not in what they have, but in how they see it. Gratitude changes perception, and perception creates power. And let's remember, gratitude is not ignoring pain. It is not pretending everything is perfect. No, gratitude is choosing to see light even while walking through darkness. Gratitude is saying, yes, life is hard, but I am still blessed in so many ways. This shift gives you the strength to keep going. It is easy to be strong when everything is perfect. But real strength is found when you can be grateful even when life is not perfect. Take another daily life example. Imagine someone waking up in the morning. The first person thinks, another day, another struggle, I hate this routine. The second person wakes up and thinks, I have been given one more day to try, one more day to grow, one more day to live. The same sunrise, but two completely different attitudes. And their entire day will unfold according to that attitude. Gratitude doesn't change what happens to you, but it changes how you face it. And that makes all the difference. Now think about athletes, the ones who remain grateful for every opportunity to train, every chance to play, every lesson from failure. They build resilience. They keep coming back stronger. On the other hand, athletes who complain, who only focus on losses, soon lose their motivation. Gratitude keeps the fire alive because it transforms every setback into a stepping stone. And here is the deeper truth. When you thank God for what you have, He multiplies it. Gratitude opens the door for blessings. But when you complain about what you lack, you close the door on abundance. That is why people who live with a grateful heart seem to attract more opportunities, more support, more strength. It's not because life is easier for them. It's because gratitude turns whatever they have into enough, and enough is the foundation of strength. Gratitude also humbles you. It reminds you that everything you have is not just your doing, it is a gift. Your health, your talents, your opportunities, your family, none of these are guaranteed. Gratitude protects you from arrogance and fills you with humility. And humility is strength, because arrogance collapses when tested, but humility bends and survives. Let me share one more simple example. Think about rain. A farmer who is grateful for rain will use it to nourish his crops. Another farmer who only complains about the inconvenience of rain will miss its blessing. Same rain, different attitude. Gratitude makes you stronger because it helps you use what life gives you instead of wasting energy complaining about what you wish it gave you. So my friends, the next time you feel weak, the next time you feel like you cannot go on, pause for a moment and count your blessings. Thank God for even the smallest ones. You will notice that the weight on your shoulders feels lighter. Why? Because gratitude shifts your focus from what is lost to what is left. And what is left is always more than enough to start again. Gratitude attracts strength because it builds a bridge between you